on running with the money and spend up for somebody, spend up for too much for somebody here in California. We know we missed it. Thought Bert always that was alive, but that's not. I'm sorry for Call 30 too much. And now Martin Call 30 has to stop for another chance, another one of the chance. Well, at least he's on a swap position, but it's not about 3 chances. So this has at least on respond to that message was gave. So it was 3 chances not to call 30 no more. When he said do not call 30 no more, we mean do not call 30 no more. You know more about this kind of research plan, wouldn't know listen.
See, as is typical, some of the patterning is when they know that I'm online, they shift gears. I don't want to say that they stop doing spells because I don't believe any of these sorry motherfuckers ever do. I believe that they just shift gears. They go into they're more passive spell work, or another person gets into doing the spell work. And the reason why I'm doing this, these people wanted attention. They got it. And I'm even including my relatives. They wanted fame. They got it. They wanted their name mentioned. They wanted topics to be all about them. They got it. These starlet and harlot wannabes, men and women alike, wanted to prove how bad they are. Well, they're proving something, all right, but they got all the attention they desire. They wanted every post and live to be referencing them, which is, unfortunately, it's not really always. But I will be dedicating these next few months to giving them full-on exposure, narcissistic supply. But just not the supply they desire. These people created narcissistic abuse through my son. And then they try to make it seem like And then they wanted to make it look like I wasn't a good parent. Like I was negligent or inept or somehow, this was all a part of the plan. They abused him and then through him abused me. This is what they're doing every day, all day. This is what these sorry sacks of shit are doing now. They got the attention they want. But it's just not going to end the way they want it to end. I will not be being seen as crazy. I'll be seen as somebody quite intuitive and intelligent when this is all said and done. I'll be seen as someone who is a survivor of being violated in any way, shape, form, or fashion virtually possible by everything around them, including their own children, because their children being hijacked by narcissists. The first ones being his relatives. The things they did to him when I wasn't around, the things they did to him when he was a baby, when I was gone, when they sacrificed me for someone else. The things that they did and continue to do. The things they're doing now as they're collaborating with the scum of Texas. Because that's what they're doing, hiding like the cowards that they are. Collaborating with the scum of Texas. When they think I'm going on, they shift gears. But they do not cease. They don't stop. And some of the big wigs, I wanted them to know that I know because I need them to know that I know. I need them to know that they're not hidden. Their front men aren't big enough to hide them. See, the fact that, the big wigs got to be driving fancy cars, they should kind of, to me, it's easy, simple, my friend Watson. The fact that they have to drive all these fancy schmancy cars, they should kind of know, like, that's kind of a tell. Yeah. It's kind of a tell. Especially for someone like me. See, I'm not really all that interested in the little men. Yeah, they're in this energy. I'll walk in there in a minute so y'all can hear them do what they do. But I'm not interested so much in their little witches and wizards. I'm interested in the big wig. They're witches. It's only a matter of time before they're destroyed. It's only a matter of time before they're all caught up in something. I want the big wig. And my relatives. And I'll have them. They can give these people all the meth and the stay woke pills required to be able to stay up all night, to drink, suck, and fuck and do spells. I'll deal with them, and my people will deal with them. It's only a matter of time. Ain't even that no more. It's already happening. I'll communicate intelligently and calmly. I want the big wigs, and I'll have them. I want the corruption that is the foundation of what even allows this to happen. Because I know emphatically minions and pawns aren't that bright. But not only that, they're not going to do anything that they're not told to because they're programmed to be a follower. Not worried about them. They'll do anything for a bag of Skittles. Most of these people did all this shit for the good Christmas, all that Christmas shit they got. What you all need to know is in some of these people's cases, not all, but in many of these people's cases, this because they have participated in abusing my son. I'm going to say it again. It's because they participated in abusing my son. I'm going to say it again. It's because they participated in abusing my son. I'm going to say it again. It's because they participated in abusing my son. They had a good material Christmas because they participated in stalking and reporting illegally on me and my son. Good. I want you to hear them say it. Hear what they're doing. I'm doing what I need to do, but I'm also taking note of everyone who stood by passively and did nothing. Everyone who knew, every person I reached out to, you're on my list, baby. Yep. You're on my list. As long as their little wizards and sorcerers are playing in my son's energy, as long as they're messing with him, I mess with them. As long as they mess with him, I give them the publicity that they so desperately crave to have. As long as any of these meth heads and crackheads and ex-cons and thug bongs and tragedy and raggedy, as long as my son's energy is played with by anybody, anywhere, for any reason, any iota of a second, when I feel guided, whenever I see fit, depending on what I'm doing, I will give them full coverage, but just not the way they want it. I will continue to speak on the truth about what these things are. And I said things because that's what these things are. They're things. These beings are things because they're conducting like things. They're not conducting like human, benevolent, sovereign, kind beings. They're not even conducting as what they claim themselves to be. So I'm going to continue to call them things and it's. Calmly. My son's condition is the result of intrusion, much like my life. They tried narcissistic abuse by proxy through my son. Then they tried chaos and conflict to get us to fight one another in the name of hoping that either I will grow exhausted with dealing with him, that I will go ahead and give him as word of the state, Texas won't have him. And I'm going to make that loud and clear, baby. You will not have him. And what you've done so far is going to cost you everything. Or they're hoping that it would be so overwhelming that I'd end up snapping due to the abuse and do something to him or get myself caught up in trouble, or they're hoping to get some street theater to get their little trashy horrors, man horrors and women horrors. Because that's what they are, thoughts trash. They get their little voodoo hoodoo priestess and priest to do so much shit that maybe they can provoke some street theater. Do something so that he can come out on the balcony so we can take some pictures. Do something. Make them loud so we can get a camera. They're all trash and they're going to all be dealt with. All for what? Money. Money, clout, status, fame, in some cases, on a deep black ops level, is to do with me and my son's origins and wanting something that does not belong to them.
Now, Bernard, just so you know, I thought someone would come to this yard sale for us, but got back in trouble.
So they managed to take advantage of the corruption of the land. Any radical group that's in the land, any white supremacist group, any radical religious group, any fanatic out there, any misogynist out there, anything and everything, people who discriminate against the disabled, people who discriminate against women, people who discriminate, they exploited every foul, retarded ass community, culture, organization possible. Utilizing disgruntled exes, utilizing disgruntled, friends, family members, all that.
Strike one, outside the balcony, you've shown that. Strike two, you're drinking that money.
And in some of this, I have to say that some of this it's classic and it's typical of what happens at the end. As I mentioned to you all before, every time there's a major transition and they be mad that whatever big thing that was supposed to be the end goal is no longer. And since they're upset about it, they look for any other way to take something. So they'll start stealing, they'll start hacking into things, and they just basically at that point start looking into any way, shape, form, or fashion to be a problem because they're upset. Because like I said, again, it's all about the money. They're not going to get this big contract or whatever, and they're pissed about it. Mm-hmm. And then in some cases, they get upset because other people start to expose them. Like I said, if any of these people turn over a different leaf and, was a part of it, that pisses these people off on top of everything else that's already pissing them off. On top of the fact that I am a social media content creator, influencer, and activist, and that there's no shutting me up. Okay? This is my life. And these are the things that are affecting me and my son. So I have every full jurisdiction to speak on everything that is happening. I did not have any interest in digging in these prospective folks and groups' lives individually, prospectively, per se. But since I and my son am a target for them to have a rich and wealthy life, for them to get their insatiable, malicious, unnatural desires met, their thirst for blood, their Machiavellian, dark triad, undiagnosed personality problem. Since they're hell-bent on irritating me, I am hell-bent on irritating every last one of them. My way, though. With style. And calmly. And intelligently. because I will have educated many by the time this thing is finished about the kind of nasty, detestable things that have been going on in the U.S., that have been going on in Southeast Texas, and that have been going on in my trashy family, and that have been going on with every lowlife they've worked with to fuck with me. What did they do to my son? They'll pay. See, for me, I don't know what crawled up the asses of the motherfuckers on this property, if you ask me. I don't think I would want anything that damn bad that may cost me my life and my family. But apparently, they're not that damn smart.